it's Michelle with the Vintage Daisy. I wanted to show you how I made a sweet little wreath for my Christmas tree or wherever. My inspiration is actually this package of vintage, possibly antique tinsel that I found at a thrift store. It's like the real deal, made in the USA. It is all tattered and patinaed absolutely beautifully, and I wanted to recreate that. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do, and then we're going to decorate our little wreath using some vintage bits and pieces. So I'm going to show you that the tinsel is definitely variegated. It has some gold in it and rose gold and silver, a little bit of yellow. It's got all the colors. So I'm going to actually show you how to take some new silver garland and turn it into, you know, a dupe, I guess you would call it, a dupe of the real deal, the real tinsel. So I will show you how to do that. And I'll also show you how to make the little wreath form as well. I do want to tell you that I did take my heat tool, and after it was all done and on my wreath form, I did hit it with the heat tool a tiny bit. Um, might be something you want to skip because just like when you heat the sides of rayon to make those beautiful flowers, it could potentially catch on fire. So you want to either have like a giant bowl of water next to you or do it in your sink. Um, but it will sizzle a little bit because it is just plastic. Here I'm showing you different options that we could add to the wreath after we're all done. I have some old, beautiful velvet flowers here, and that's actually what I decide to go with because I love the colors. I'm showing you there my nails. I had just regular old pink on my nails that I used nail polish with, and some of the gold paint this morning when I was creating this um, prototype got all over my nails, and it made them like, super um, modeled almost, I would say. So here I'm using the brown. I'm using a burnt umber. Again, use any dark brown color you have. Take a plastic bag and put all these colors, mash them up in all different little areas of your inside of the bag. So I'll do the gold, I'll do the brown, and then I'll do a little rose gold. Just add a nice concoction to get that pretty patinaed tinsel on the garland. I am going to use PentArt. I'm going to use a couple products from PentArt. The link is down below. It's actually an affiliate link for Decoupage Central. Here I'm showing you that even on the other side, there's a spectacular patina on this tinsel. I love this tinsel so much, I can't even tell you. I will tell you, I got it for a quarter at a thrift store. How crazy is that? All right, here I am using the metal pigment in gold, and you actually use a little bit of the pigment fix to mix in right here, the pigment fix. You're going to mix that in with that powder gold, and it's going to create this amazing molten gold. It looks like lava. Um, think of all the things that you could like paint. This stuff is the real deal. I can't even begin to tell you how amazing that color looks. And it's a little on the thick side. It's almost like a golden fluid acrylic. That's how it feels to me. Not feels, how it looks to me. So again, I'm just putting it here, there, and everywhere in my bag. At the end, you're going to see, well, not at the end, but towards the end of me doing this garland, you're going to see me like really drag it through. This is Fusion's mineral paint. It is in rose gold. can't quite see it there, but it is rose gold because that tinsel does have a little tiny touch of rose gold to my eye, and I wanted to add a little bit of that again, just in little spots. It's just a teeny tiny bit. I will end up using another, I'm going to use the antique paste from PentArt as well in antique gold because it's really going to pop my wreath. So you want to get the air out of your bag, and then you just really want to squish it and scrunch it all around and get paint on it. Take a peek, see how it looks, and then add either more brown, more gold, more rose gold. Do it however you want, but truthfully, the more you do, the better off you are because it's just going to only give it that patina that is just awesome. Here I am. I couldn't get enough of that gold. I was rolling up my sleeves like, let's get that in there. There's the antique paste that I will use after the fact and just rub it around the wreath once it's all made. But here I am just trying to get as much of that gold out as I possibly can to coat that garland. You're going to see it's so remarkable how this works. Again, scrunch, 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 whole bunch of scrunch in there, and get that garland nice and covered. And then take a peek and see how it looks. And just keep, rinse and repeat this whole process until you get the garland that you really like and the patina that, suits your fancy, basically. So I'm kind of happy with that. I do keep going back and forth to this, my inspiration piece. I want it to really match and to really truly look like that antique tinsel. You could keep that bag and just do another hunk of it. I actually don't know exactly how long a piece of garland you're going to need, but just kind of, it's all trial and error depending on how large your wreath form ends up being. Here I am just showing you again the different products that I use to get the color. I love that rose gold there. That is just an awesome color. A dark brown, the PentArt pigment fix, and the powder to mix them. Take a paper towel or wax paper and really keep that garland scrunched up because you see how the original, where it's not wrapped around that cardboard, really ends up getting, a scrunch. That's the only word I can come up with is scrunched. You want you want to get that really rumpled up to get it to look authentic. So I take a paper towel, I kind of set it on, and I just try to hold it as tight as I possibly can. I've done this in the past, and I've actually wrapped it in wax paper and wrapped some tape around it or string because I really wanted to keep those scrunches in there. Here's just a piece of packing paper. Use an Amazon packaging, the inside of the packaging, and again, crumple it up so that you're able to really work with it and form the base of your wreath. So I crumple it up, I open it up, I crumple it again, just so that I get a little bit of movement in that paper so I can work with it. And then just kind of roll it and twist. Oh, I'm going to scrunch it again. I guess I wasn't happy with it. You could wet it as well, but you also still want to kind of have a little bit of structure for your wreath form. So I just kind of twist it, roll it into itself, and then I form it into the wreath shape. And you can create it any size you want. And then you're just going to cut off the piece that you don't necessarily need. I then take a hot glue gun and I just glue it together. And some of the kind of rogue pieces that aren't cooperating, I will just sort of use my hot glue gun and get those to where I really want them. And again, think about all the different sizes you could make. You could make these for packages. That would be super pretty as a little decoration on a package, or on, decorated throughout your house. You could do larger ones and put them on each of your cabinets in your kitchen. That would be super pretty. And you guys, this garland you can get anywhere. Walmart, Dollar Tree probably has it. Um, Hobby Lobby probably has it. It's just the Christmas garland that, it's just a smaller size. But if you can't find the smaller size, get the larger one and just trim it down to get to the right size you like. So here I am finishing up the wreath form. You can probably hear my dogs sighing. They're both next to me, listening to me chat. And, finagle it so that you're happy with it. And once you get the garland on, it's going to help protect, not protect, but help keep the structure the way you need it to be. So then I just take the garland once it's dry. Obviously, this one isn't quite dry yet, but I want to show you what I do next. And I just, go in and out, and wrap the entire thing. Obviously, you can see this is not going to be long enough, but for the purposes of just showing you how to get that color and how to make the base and how I put it on, that will help you. I hope you guys make some of these. They're really easy and inexpensive to create, and you probably have everything that you need in your workshop anyways. So that is how I got my wreath. I then took a little bit of the antique paste from PentArt in gold, and I just rubbed a little bit on with my finger here and there until I was happy with how it looked. All right, so here I'm actually showing you how to do that. I use my finger. A lot of people actually use a brush, which is probably a smart idea. But I don't know. For some reason, I like to get my fingers into stuff. Um, like I said, when I did this prototype, I had brown paint and gold all over my hands. I came upstairs and had to scrub my hands quite a bit before I did the video so that you could actually see what I was doing. All right, so the next step is I'm going to trim here and there. I'm just kind of showing you, there were just some larger pieces that I didn't like. After I used the heat tool on this, again, it was like, see, there's like a little matted spot right there where the heat got to the plastic, I guess, of this garland, and it really made it so authentic looking. Here I am using different vintage pins and pendants because I wasn't sure really what I wanted to do. I love these rhinestone bows. They are adorable. They're a little heavy, but I think they would look really, really pretty and make a really pretty statement also. You could also take like some rhinestone, you can get them at Hobby Lobby. They come like a chain, and you could actually wrap that around your wreath. That would look really pretty too. This is a vintage angel that I had, and she looks really, really sweet. I wasn't completely happy with her, but I mean, that's another option. Use anything you have. I loved this pink rose. This is actually, I think that was off of a hat, but I'm not sure. And what I like to do is really take these apart and use bits and pieces of these pieces that I get at estate sales and auctions. That's super pretty, but it's still a little plain and didn't quite do what I wanted it to do. I guess I needed a little bit more. These I went back to again, and I love them. They're little tiny velvet flowers that are just amazing. I love the color. I love the vintage vibe it has, and it's definitely they are old. So I do go back into that bag looking for a leaf that would make me happy also. I guess I was being very, very picky when it came to this. These are like little velvet roses. Um, and when you buy these, just be careful because they do have pins. They're like little, I don't know if they're boutonnieres or what they are, but they're old and just be careful that you don't get hurt. So there's that really pretty leaf that is perfect for these flowers. Look at that. Oh, came out so good. I love that. I love the whole look of it. It is just super pretty and really easy. Really, really easy. Lots of things that you probably already have around your workshop. So I'm just kind of finagling those flowers. Again, you know, they're vintage, they're used, they're not perfect, but you could probably find some new flowers again at Hobby Lobby or any craft shop. I just use a little bit of hot glue and add that right to the wreath. They do have, like there's wires here and I could twist them, but the hot glue really kind of did the trick and now I know they're really secure down, so that's good. Wasn't sure if I wanted my leaf up or my leaf down. Put a little adhesive there and just attach it. Now, the hanger that I decided to use is, it's almost like a green sari silk. Well, it is sari silk, and it's almost like a sage color that is a little bit lighter than the leaves. I tried to find that salmon color, but I just didn't have it. I also decided to use a little tiny piece of vintage trim here, and I just kind of intertwined the two together. That stuff on sari silk makes me crazy. It like sticks to my hands. It's almost like, I don't even, it reminds me of a milkweed, you know, that white stuff that's in a milkweed. The sari silk comes really, really squished all together. And of course, it doesn't help that I keep mine wrapped in a tight ball. So here I am just kind of opening it up a little bit. It still goes back a little bit, but it opened it up some. And again, I'm just going to twist. You can't see off on the camera, but I'm just twisting the two together, kind of haphazard, because remember, we're trying to recreate something that has some age to it. So I don't want perfection. I want well loved. It's come out of the Christmas box for many, many years. And that's what I'm trying to achieve here. So when I attach this, I'm actually going to use a sewing pin, a straight pin that has a little pearl top to it. And that's going to just help hold it in place. I am going to use hot glue again. I'm trying to fray up those ends a little bit too. The pins are a little too long, and because they're just a little bit too long, I'm going to take my pliers and trim them down some because they will go inside the wreath form. And also by doing this, it gets rid of the sharp end of the pin. And I do this to both of them. Put it right underneath, well, not exactly underneath, but near the knot. How's that? And it's going to go right into the form. I am going to use a little bit of hot glue and then attach it to my wreath. And my apologies again, not in camera. There we go. So there's one side. And then the other side. Oh, it's coming out so cute. I love it. Can you believe that that garland in the top right is actually the garland that we have in front of us? It's amazing to me just what a little bit of paint can do. How cute is that? I am going to trim these up a little bit. And they were a little too wild off to the side, so I did add a little more hot glue just so that those ends weren't quite so sticking up. So here it is. I'm just going to make a little bed so that it really shows you how it looks. Look at that. It's so cool. I love that. Oh, I just love this. So I'm just adjusting my camera. It was very, very close because I pulled you down a little bit. All right, so all the links to everything that I used is down below. You use the bag, you add all your paints, burnt umber. I happen to use DecoArt, the PentArt Products, the Pigment Fix, the metal pigment, the antique paste, and the Fusion mineral paint in rose gold. And I will definitely put the links down below for you. Look how sweet. It is so, so pretty. I love it. I really, really love it. I appreciate you watching. If you have not already subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe and hit the like button. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.